Indie Music Live. A little off on that count, Rob. Indie Music Live, episode 99. We're still not perfect yet, but we're getting there. We're really close. We're having fun being not perfect. So, hey, whatever. I'm JoeJoeKeys, hanging out with Mr. David Fogless Werba tonight. He is not at a rock show. He is fogless.
Totally fogless.
And totally fogless. And also naked from the waist down. So, like usual, thanks for disgusting us all, David.
My pleasure, man. Yeah, we still just some quick updates on the site. Get another, 8 days with the Turkey 30 bonus, 30% off all of our services. Go check out our store. Go to the website. It's in the sidebar. And we're gearing up for show 100. So this is show 99 tonight. Our 100th show. Our 100th show, like almost 2.
Indie Music Live. A little off on that count, Rob. Indie Music Live, episode 99. We're still not perfect yet, but we're getting there. We're really close. We're having fun being not perfect. So, hey, whatever. I'm JoeJoeKeys, hanging out with Mr. David Fox. Indie Music Live. A little off on that count, Rob. Indie Music Live, episode 99. We're still not perfect yet, but we're getting there. We're really close. We're having fun being not perfect. So, hey, whatever. I'm JoeJoeKeys, hanging out with Mr. Indie Music Live. A little off on that count, Rob. Indie Music Live, episode 99. We're still not perfect yet, but we're getting there. We're really close. We're having fun being not perfect. So, hey, whatever. I'm JoeJoeKeys, hanging out with Mr. Indie Music Live. A little off on that count, Rob. Indie Music Live, episode 99. We're still not perfect yet, but we're getting there. We're really close. We're having fun being not perfect. So, hey, whatever. I'm JoeJoeKeys, hanging out with Mr. David Fogless Werba tonight. He is not at a rock show. He is fogless.
Totally fogless.
And totally fogless. And also naked from the waist down. So, like usual, thanks for disgusting us all, David.
My pleasure, man. Yeah, we still just some quick updates on the site. Get another, 8 days with the Turkey 30 bonus, 30% off all of our services. Go check out our store. Go to the website. It's in the sidebar. And we're gearing up for show 100. So this is show 99 tonight. Our 100th show. Our 100th show, like almost 2 full years.
And I'm celebrating early.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
All right, that's all right.
But yeah, we got some cool stuff planned for the 100th show. And I mean, we can give you a little hint. We're going to be talking a little more about cryptocurrency and blockchain. I mean, it's just something that, Joe and I have been passionate about for like the past year or so. We've dug pretty deep into it and just done hundreds of hours of research, like literally. And so we're just kind of finding ways to like bridge like media, arts, and music into, crypto and blockchain and everything. So we got some cool stuff, and it's just going to be kind of a part of our news section. From like show 100 on. And yeah, so that's it. So we can move on.
Yeah, cool. So we have our semi-regular guest, Omega Sparx, here from Game Breaks. We're going to be playing one of their new later. How you doing tonight, my friend? You barely made it, man. What were you doing?
Man, I was I too am naked from the waist down. FYI. I'm just kidding. What's up out there, people? This is your
Prove it.
Sometimes on time. Yeah, no. Anywho, what's up, guys? Yeah, having fun, Joe. I'm loving life, and just loving life. I'm ready to eat. This thing, really like the music production, well produced, and creates a wonderful atmosphere. The artist has a nice flow, but he trips over his words and his verses in different spots. Every successful rap artist needs a wonderful, caring producer and a support group. It's those little nuances where you think you got a good take, but you actually stumble over a few words with your, syncopation and trying to rhyme really fast and cool. And you just go with the take because, you might be the 100th time you've recorded it. And
never hurts to try it again.
You want to move on. Well, you need a good support base that will not let you leave out the studio with those little hiccups. And
yeah, I feel like, good points, man.
He could have made a little effort to get a better take on the first and second verse. He stumbled a little bit, but outside of it, it's a good sounding song,
Yeah. I wanna emphasize some of those points, man. Good points, man. You're a smart guy, dude.
Sometimes.
Why do you think he's here, Dave?
Yeah, I mean, you're well above average in terms of the intelligence scale.
But a little bit.
Emphasize some of those points. I think artists, they forget. Maybe they never researched this stuff. Maybe they never looked it up. The fact that like the Beatles, the Stones, like some of the biggest bands in history, when they record albums, they do sometimes 50, 100, 200 takes on tracks, man. Like there's no rule or law that says it's like, okay, that's 10 takes, we're done. I guess other than budget. I mean, the producer, it's like, hey man, you only got 3 hours. It's like, how many more times you want to do this? I guess that's the law.
It's like, well, how much time do I have left?
Yeah, but it's like, I guess the point is like, don't be ashamed to like, just do it again until you're like super happy with it. So it's kind of a tough thing though, because I guess the budget does come into play a lot, but I have to echo some of those sentiments because I like the vibe of this tune. I can't recall there's a couple artists, I just couldn't recall their names that reminded me of these guys, maybe like 10 years old, just kind of a nice smooth vibe, you know, but there are times where, like you were saying, Omega, it's like if you're this, I'm going to repeat this point with a later artist, is like if it feels like you're reading from a piece of paper, your lyrics, you're not ready, dude.
No.
Like that's my opinion. It's like if you have to bring your lyrics on a piece of paper into the recording studio, you have not mastered those vocals yet, where they become part of your soul. And that's what they need to be, because people read on that.
Yes.
They can read those parts where you're just kind of reading words and you're not like really expressing it and just like, you know, laying it out there where you can add feeling and emotion to it. Exactly. Because you can't get to that place until you've totally memorized it and it's just like part of your soul.
I agree.
So I read it. I think other people read it. Maybe not everybody, but you know, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. So guys, I appreciate your conversation, but it's time to cut it to the end because it's time for everybody to invite their friends and also music news.
There we go.
Oh, since we can't ever let a music news intro go without making some weird noises, that was the new official original effects by us. So, speaking of music news, Katy Perry, you ever heard of that girl?
Sure.
Well, apparently she's really rich and just bought a convent for her and her mom, but it's coming at a cost. The nuns don't want to sell it to her. Can you believe that, Dave?
No, I can't believe it. I mean, I don't know. This is kind of a weird story. It's more of like it's more about the legal issue. It's just like a legal battle, you know,
it's
behind the
just funny
scenes.
That she's legally battling to buy a convent.
A convent, yeah. But I mean, it was closed down. It's been down for like 5 years.
Still, she's gonna remodel it into a private home for her and her mom. Come on, I mean, God, how be?
Yeah, some lawsuit ensued, and there's like the Vatican has a say in it or something.
Well, they have the final approval, I guess. Which I mean, they really have final approval on who they sell their property to.
It's
Visualize says what?
That's exactly. The Pope is releasing a statement that Katy Perry kissed a girl, and he wants to hold it up in court. But
it might be his legal defense. Like, Your Honor.
Could be. Yeah, it could be.
That's awesome. So so I just think that's funny. Katy Perry, everybody, she's legally fighting to buy. Screw the poor, you know. It's like
it has to be a convent. It can't just be like 100 acres in like, you know, some nice area.
It has to be a convent.
It has to be a convent. All right.
So if you didn't know who Malcolm Young was before, you probably looked him up because you heard about him dying the other day, and that's the ACDC co-founder guitarist. And I mean, this guy was, you know, what are you gonna say? He's, you know, a rock god that can play at least 7 chords. So I mean, I'm sad that he passed away. But he made some great music, and I really wasn't surprised, to be honest with you, with the kind of life that this guy has run. I mean,
he's kind of like the forgotten guitarist, I think, sometimes. I mean, his brother Angus, I guess, Angus is the youngest of like 8 kids, actually, but Angus, I mean, he got all the attention just because he's kind of a freak on stage and an amazing lead guitarist and everything, but if you go back to the chronicles of AC/DC and all their albums, you listen to those like iconic rhythm guitar parts. A lot of it is Malcolm, actually. You know, it's like Highway to Hell, and some of those is like doo doo doo. I mean, that's him playing rhythm, and so he's kind of forgotten in the you know, in the whole story of this band and everything, but. I mean, that's another big loss here because it's
they just keep coming. But you know, I think it's partly and a lotly, if that's a thing to say.
That's a Trump word, bigly.
bigly a lotly to do with a lot of these guys are baby boomers, so we're gonna just start seeing, on average, more people are gonna be dying in the next 5 to 10 years just because of the baby boomers, basically. So I mean, we're gonna see that in culture, in the music industry. Stuff.
Well, it's not just that; it's just the whole sex, drugs, rock and roll scene that's so cool when you're 25. It's still cool in your 30s. Get into your 40s, it's like maybe not as cool. And then all of a sudden, when you're 60 years old, you're like, your health is completely but that's what happens with these guys. It's like they pass away early just because they put so much, drinking too much drugs and all that, and just a hard life.
All the fun stuff.
Yeah.
Can we hear Rob tonight?
I mean, hold on. This is a crazy tangent, but I just want to throw my opinion on this with the whole PEDs in sports. Like, this is my opinion on this stuff has always been, let them do it. Like, have no laws. Like, anyone can take steroids and do whatever they want and play sports. And if their nuts shrink to the size of a pea, then that's on them. I mean, they made that choice. And if they die when they're 43 years old of a heart attack, then that's the repercussion.
That's life.
That's I mean, that's the choice they made. So it's like, why do we need the public or a court of law or something say, no, that was not allowed? It's like, man, that's what actors and musicians and that's how they live their life. They just pour all these vices down their throat and they die young just so that they can live at this insane level. But I don't know, it's debatable. I mean, a lot of people feel it's like, how can you do that to your body? But then the other side of the debate is well, how can you not live life to the fullest?
So we're running a little long on the music news day. I mean, I'm sure you can do a post.
No, I could go on here, Joe. Let's go ahead.
But speaking of crazy, Hollywood stuff that's been going on sexually wise. Morrissey, anybody see his comments that he made recently about, everybody in the industry has been involved in some sort of underage sex paid at some point or another. I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but
yeah, this is a tough one, Joe. That's why we're going to Omega first for his thoughts.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, man. I don't know, man. It's one thing to judge, from my point of view, man. But when you have all the access and money and people are looking up to you, and they're you have this respect and notoriety, your character, basically money and wealth and notoriety is just an inhibitor of who you are inside. And so if I ever scratch the surface, get a 15 minutes of fame, and I'm known and get some extra money in my pocket because of my music or because of my craft, I hope that my character, just holds up, man. And it just sucks, man, how I don't know.
All right, let's go deeper, dude. It's an inhibitor of what, though? What's really underneath?
It's an inhibitor.
Say it, dude.
Of your character, of what's inside.
No. What's an inhibitor? It's an inhibitor of power, isn't it? I mean, isn't that what happens when people just all of a sudden come into extreme amounts of money or fame and everything, and they reach this place of power that is so beyond what they envisioned in their life, where they don't even know how to react to it, and they start to try and control people, and almost like they're they feel like they're in charge of every human on earth. And they just start telling people what to do. It's yeah, go grab me a coffee, yeah, go do this.
Kind of like Dave in our business meetings.
No, but it bleeds into other stuff, and I don't mean to make too much of a joke with it, but it's just yeah, grab me this, yeah, take care of this. It's oh, you over there, yeah, take your shirt off, you're kind of hot. It's just whoa, wait, hold on. It's you're kind of going overboard.
It's not funny,
there.
but it's kind of funny the way you're portraying.
I know, but that I'm just trying to like deconstruct the brain status of that like level, and it's I think that's what happens is that people they just reach this state where they're like they have so much power and fame and money where they just feel like they're like in a dream. They feel they're in a dream, and sometimes it's a sexual dream where it's just like you do this or hey, I'm just.
Well, let's marinate on that a little bit. Let's marinate on that a little bit because we're going way over now on the music.
Well, hey, man, you know it's.
But good.
It's a racy topic. It's hard to talk about, man.
We can talk about it for weeks, I'm sure. But let's move on and listen to Omega Sparx, Game Breaks. Dude, will you intro the song for us? Let us know about what the song's about and what you're doing and all that stuff.
Yeah, man, it is a very geeky song about so it's a cross up between Mass Effect and Halo. Shout out to my boy Swats on the track, and it's called Draw the Line, and it's a very, you know, we're using video games and video game references to basically tell a story of, you know, no matter what goes on, your family, your friends, the people that love you and support you, don't take them for granted. And just have the courage to stand up against evil, to stand up against, you know, stand up for what you believe in. And so just draw the line. Like, we will not back down. We will not be pushed back. We're moving forward. We're advancing. So it has a militant overtone to it. So undertone to it. So I hope y'all dig it. And don't be nice with it. Tear it apart if you don't like it.
Oh, I'm going to rip this to shreds, brother.
Rip it.
See the terror over my land. Make a stand, I gotta take a chance with this rifle up in my hand. Planets and galaxies, high vitality, our extinction is planned. Got me pushed to the limit, the light in me dimming, my enemy killing me blind. I said I see the signs, keep the time. Man, I never had a peace of mind. I saw the greed and crime, sees a crime from the beacon at Eden Prime. And I hear the reapers trying to sweep us, but it's impossible trying to bleed us. Alert the leaders, yeah, the hurt defeated for the earth to bleed. And do this for my people. I never left her, your protector. Check my rep up, my class inspector. Plan to step up in this land of Kesson. If you need a help, call Commander Shepherd. This is our moment, we're standing, I own it. Adrenaline rush, I'm so focused and zoning. I bring my opponents to wagons and circus. I'm working to fight for the future with molding. When I see the enemy, I draw the line in front of me. You can try to step to me, mess with one, get the whole on me. When I see the enemy, I draw the line in front of me. You can try to step to me, mess with one, get the whole on me. UNSC master, I'm with it. Fuck the flood on Halo, I did it. John 1:17, the covenant better leave like a Red Sea before they get to my reach. Bring fire like a Titan son, a magnum like rifle gun, Promethean. Locked down when Osiris comes, I pop rounds to the night is one. I'm not giving in, equip my rifle, grip my armor. Soon as night falls, the threats upon us. Brief the blue team, protect your honor. Gonna break the rules, I gotta find Cortana. Arbiter's license and Helios rising the board and eternal keep coming to life. And I put him in shot when I come for the mark. And they call me a Spartan, I'm more than a guardian. When I see the enemy, I draw the line in front of me. You can try to step to me, mess with one, get the whole on me. When I see the enemy, I draw the line in front of me. You can try to step to me.
Yes, and that was me. Trying to be cool with all my hibbity-bibbity rapping flow with my boy Swats. Game Breaks. You just heard Draw the Line remix.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. So, Dave.
Tear it apart.
Yeah, I have some good stuff on this, man. See, dude, I'll give you some kudos early. I've referred to you. I've told you this in other shows. Probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 times when we were critiquing other rap and hip hop tunes, about the energy that you guys bring in your songs, you know, and just like there's a lot of songs that we get. I'm like, yeah, I'm just looking for more energy, and a good example of that is Game Breaks. And here's another tune, dude. This is what I'm talking about, man. like so many rap and hip hop songs come through. It's like, it's nice, but it just doesn't have the energy where it just grabs me. And you guys do this, man, dude. You hit on it, man. You practice what you preach, and I respect that, because you make this points when you come to our show. So it would be kind of ridiculous if you didn't even do it in your own music, but you do. So it's like, I mean, it just, I don't know. I mean, the people in the chat comment if you will, but it's just like, I just really feel it, man. You're conscious of the music all the time.
Yeah.
In no way for a second do I feel like you guys are like reading lyrics on a piece of paper. I mean, it's so in tune with the music. It's so well worked out. It's well thought out. My only issue with this is the choruses it's almost like an inverted chorus, where it's like it comes down where it could go up, but you brought it back. So where most of the energy is actually in the verses. And I'm sure you're aware of that. So maybe you can give your thoughts on that. But other than that, it's just like there's a little Linkin Park feel to this.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of rap and rock, man. Linkin Park.
Comment on like what I'm calling the inverted chorus, because the vocals kind of go into the background. So that must I'm sure you're conscious of that decision. So talk about that, I guess. Like, was that what you were going for? Like, obviously.
It's all about wrinkles in the song. And so, I think it's wise sometimes, you got to have pockets to breathe. It's like wine. Songs are like wine. You got to let it breathe. Exactly. You got to let it breathe. And so, if it's constant, 100%, there's no drop off in energy or a change in pace or tone or what have you in the song, then it's just not dynamic enough. And so, I think having, sometimes, I don't know, we set you got to have a great chorus and a hook to reel people in to make songs more memorable. But it's like, I guess at Game Breaks, we're more verse heavy. And so when we have guests, singers come in, we want the best of the best. We want to bring out the best in them. And, I don't know.
Which is cool, dude. That's breaking the mold. Honestly, that's breaking the mold. And I respect that. I think like it's art at its core. So usually the hook is in the chorus and usually the energy rises up in the chorus. But what seems to be consistent in a lot of your tunes is that the energy is really channeled in the verses, which is the majority of the song.
Right.
So why not try and make that work? And I think you guys do. So that's why it's like really unique, I think, what you guys do. But
well, the variety too. Like, I just love like the energy, but also you don't hear the same thing over and over again. You hear the hooks and stuff, and you can recognize the hooks, but it's not like it's just a lot of rap these days. You find the hook and it's just, they throw it at you every like 4 bars or every 8 bars.
Yeah.
With you guys, it's like, it's a whole song. It's not just a rapper rapping over a beat that repeats itself every 16 beats.
If I can get deep for one second, like I really see music, like music is my martial art. And I take like, I tell people this, artists, this, like music, if you get the opportunity, just thank God you get the opportunity to rap over instrumentation or rap with a live band. The music is the atmosphere, and you get the honor of putting content, inside of an atmosphere. And so, the beat, the instrumentation, the music is already telling a story. And then you get to control it, harness it. And so it's something that shouldn't be taken lightly, and so I will ride around and listen to music for a month before I even write to it, because the story's already being told before I even start writing to it. And so that's kind of how I see it, when as a rapper.
Cool. Yeah. Awesome. So we just have to keep moving on just because we're on a time limit. Not really a strict time limit, but we try to be. So Allison Krause just walked in. You remember her, Dave, right?
Yeah.
We have Savannah, who's an old friend of mine from a place I used to work at a long time ago in St. Louis, hanging out. John Hutchings, Juan from Puerto Rico, Bridget Harrigan, the assistant director of Rochester Academy of Music and Arts, which is where my daily employment resides. Visualize hanging out with us. K-Soul. Speaking of K-Soul, we're going to be listening to her new album on Monday at around 9 p.m. Eastern time on our Facebook page here. It's called what's it called? A listening party. That's what it's called. So invite your friends, hang out with us. It's Thanksgiving Eve, and we're gonna listen to another tune. We're gonna watch the video. I want to let everybody know the video quality is a little not that great. It's actually fine quality on YouTube. I got a little bit of a bad download though, so bear with us. It's just not quite right, but you get the idea. So this is Senge, I believe, with Tabala.
Sure.
On Music Live.
Music Plus.
Something them there we on African soul.
Mention that because sometimes
I'm so
it's hard
happy
to tell
about the reasons that I wanna talk.
with the way they label their stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Now how you did it make me fall. You be the only reasons that I wanna leave and go. My Sherry, I just like me always. You put a future in a frame, and I just want to display. Oh yes, my Sherry, you take my heart exact and found it so up and down, and I promise never forget. Like Teresa, my heart it goes Tabala la la for you. It goes Tabala la. I the flow, take me go Tabala la la. I want to go Tabala la la. Yeah. Ego for my lips, they make me chapala kachala cha cha. They your lips on my lips, they make me weak, so weak. Don't make me hold you, I'll make I hold you close to me. I love the express way I mean, yes. My Sherry, I just like me always. You put a future in a frame, and I just want to.
All right, Omega, you think you know who that was? I'm a little confused
man.
with the actual artist name. Can you tell us?
Bro, you didn't know? I think that's Artala with Senge Tabala.
Okay, thank you.
Or it's Senge Tabala with Artala.
Okay. It's hard to tell sometimes. Like when we get submissions, I go by what they type and I go by like what is labeled on the video, and that's what I got from it. But you got something else. I go pretty quick sometimes, so I know I missed some stuff. So I apologize if I messed up the artist name in any way, shape, or form. So I don't know where this girl's from. I probably should because they probably said it, but
Caribbean area? I don't know.
probably, yeah, I would guess so. Something like that.
I was wondering, did they wait till it rained to shoot the video, or was it just like they were stuck? They had to make it work. But no, this was it was a nice song. It was I always loved the video and everything. I think there was like some tone issues here. It's like it was really mid heavy. Like it was lacking like a low end and some nice high end in there. So it was, I think there were some mixing issues here. I didn't hear almost any compression here. It was just, and I don't think it was mastered. And like we've said so many times, when it's not, like you hear these notes, like the guitar or a piano, they just like cut through, and they just like really like rise up. And when you're listening, you can't listen at a high volume because there's these times where it's like really harsh, and that's because it's not compressed and it's not mastered. So that was my issue with this tune. But what do you think, Omega?
I think, of course, she has a great voice. I feel like the chorus barely develops. I feel like she kind of haphazardly like tried to develop a chorus. It wasn't really any parts of the song that was really catchy. Of course, there could be, you know, a cultural difference that I may not be picking up, because I'm a city mouse in North Carolina. But it sounded like she just kind of like freestyled the chorus. I feel like the song could have been developed and found some catchy moments for replayability, but she has a good voice.
Cool. All right, let's go ahead and just move on to the next tune then, since that's what we're doing. We got some extra tunes tonight. We normally do like 4 to 5. Tonight we have 6. So just keep it rolling. Let us know what you think in the comments. Of course, as always, we got Robert Hicks from Hixvideo pushing the buttons and making us all look really extremely hot tonight. Just in case you didn't notice, we look really
look at the Star Trek. Look at the Star Trek. There it is. Now we're.
Oh, you're killing me.
Oh, beautiful, dude.
There, how about that? Anyway,
perfect.
all right. So this is I met this guy on Twitter. He was blowing up our Twitter account at one point a few months ago, and this is going to be Gord Nichols with the song Caroline.
Oh boy.
Just give me a sign. I need some action, 'cause I can't get no satisfaction. I'm over the edge, I'm down on my knees, I'm over my head, I can't breathe. Caroline, you're flooding my mind. Caroline, you're flooding my mind. I want you so bad, bad is good. Don't let me be misunderstood, 'cause I want it now. I want to touch, I want to feel, I want to rush. Caroline, you're flooding my mind. Caroline, you're flooding my mind, and it overflows over my soul. Caroline, you're flooding my mind.
Gord Nichols with Caroline. Maybe not the best video ever, maybe not the best musical production ever, but man, I really dig this song. It reminds me of hanging out. It reminds me of hanging out in my
RV?
in my spaceship.
RV. Yeah, that's poor man's RV. Or rich man's
you're killing
RV.
me, Rob. You're killing me.
It's so perfect. I love it. No, dude, I was like really digging for a reference on this. It was bothering me. I think it's Midnight Oil, man.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, like this is going back to 80s for sure. Just kind of like the blues, simple blues rock. Man, I really dug this chorus, dude. The chorus is really catchy. It's the production's not try and fit it. No, the production's not amazing. It's got some of the compression issues. You know, it's just like the drums are even a little choppy at times, I think. Maybe a little too electronic. Look for a better performance on the drums. And the voice, you know, it wavers a little bit. Man, he makes it work. And I dug the tune. But yeah, that's all I got, man. Omega, what do you think, dude?
Yeah, it was cool, catchy. The verses were a little underwhelming.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't, you know, the lead singer has personality. I don't know if he's like, if I'm following the story of the song, I don't know if he's talking about a lady named Caroline or a substance named Caroline that's just kind of taking the place.
Or a dude named Caroline, who knows?
Or a dude named Caroline. Well, I don't know if it's kind of like Mary Jane from Rick James, if it's a play on, a girl, but yeah, verse. Yeah.
I don't know. I think this is an example of like, the indie production where it's kind of clear that it could use some work, but what shines through in certain situations is just the composition, the songwriting, where it's like you kind of take it for what it's worth, and it's like, okay, cool, man, that was catchy. It's like I dug the chorus. I mean, it wasn't mixed awesome or anything, but they kind of show that they have some skills and they have some songwriting skills, and they can kind of like capture the audience for a moment there, and that's I don't know, it's at least a stepping stone to, the next album or something.
Yeah. Well, what I was thinking is the way it sounded, like you mentioned, the way it sounded that it was recorded. It sounds like it was recorded on old school equipment. Maybe a 1/4-inch tape or an 8-inch tape or whatever. Not 8-inch, but what is it called? 1/4-inch or an inch. What is it? 2-inch tape. I'm talking about the old school stuff. Anybody know about that?
8-track.
No, not 8-track.
What is it? The DAT? D-A-T?
No, that's even older than that. On real tape.
Really?
Yeah. 2-inch tape. You guys never seen the 2-inch reels?
No.
Oh my God.
Go to the library, I guess.
Yeah, look it up.
I'm kidding, Joe. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Of course you do, Dave. You're older. You're old.
Tape?
Yeah, recording on tape.
Yeah. Well, I did almost all my albums on tape, dude.
Yeah, on 2-inch tape, right?
No, I know what you're talking about.
Exactly. It's a much better way to record. You should try it sometime. Although you have to splice, and it's not a lot of fun.
Yeah, more time consuming.
Have you ever spliced tape before? Anybody?
More
ever
expensive.
Spliced?
Yeah, I have. I actually have.
All right. Anyway, share this video out, guys. We're hanging out. We're having a good time. It's Thanksgiving Eve. I'm JoeJoeKeys, hanging out with David Fogless, Werba, and Omega Sparx of
Game Breaks. Break games.
What?
It was a total coincidence that he's wearing a Game Break shirt.
Oh yeah, weird.
Yeah, it's totally weird.
Oh, right.
Interesting.
Maybe
Rob should cut to him real quick.
No,
or not. All right, Keisha Deshawn, what's happening? Good to see you. KJ Waters, Jen Nelson, Jimmy Youngman, everybody that's hanging out with us tonight. Share this video out. Let everybody know this is the coolest place to hang out on Tuesday nights and listen to indie music. We're going to listen to 2 more songs tonight. And the next one is, these guys are from the other side of the world, I believe. This is we met them when they were going to promote their music on our Instagram channel, which you can do as well. This is Nebulamigo.
Nice. Jen Nelson, I'm drinking all of the wines tonight.
With distance. Thank you, Dave.
situation. Bad feeling on this distance from the nights we kept on kissing. And the signals that I'm missing got me sad and got me tripping now.
Indie, I like that face, Omega. Indie Music Live. I am the captain of Lens Crafters. What the hell is that, Rob?
Off to new horizons in space.
Joe Picard.
I don't even know where I am anymore.
What the hell is it? Lens Crafters? What the hell? What the hell is it? Oh.
Oh, man. I don't even know what's going on anymore, but it's my show, so hey.
Yeah, take control. How can you take control back? I mean,
how
Rob,
can I take control of that? It's like a coup. It's almost like the military landed at Langley or something.
Oh man! All right, I'll jump in here, Joe.
It's probably not.
I'll save you.
Nebulamigo. I like this kind of stuff. This is good stuff. I thought these guys are great. I think they're from Asia somewhere. I really should do more research on the bands we're playing. But anyway, go ahead, Dave.
No, this is like. I mean. When I don't know, college and living in Chicago for 8 years and everything, it's like I go to a party. This is the type of music I want to hear in the background of the parties and the hangouts I go to. I don't want to go hear like top 40. I don't want to hear popular music. When it's just like a different, cool vibe. You know, it's not something you hear a lot. Nebulamigo, is that like star friend? I don't know what that translates to, but I was really digging this, man. This is like it kind of trance, a little dance flavor, just I don't know, just like mood music that I really dig, man. This is the type of stuff that I like to just kind of zone out to. Like you can almost like work to this stuff.
Oh yeah, totally.
But yeah, I was digging this. Omega, you got some thoughts?
Yeah. You know, when I listen to music, I almost try to assume what they're trying to, you know, pull off. And I don't know what I got from the song is. It's like, you know, Nebulamigo. It's like, you know, it's like a community. I like, you know, in the second verse, I think they switched vocalists, or one of the vocalists had came from the background and had a little small part in the second verse. But yeah, it was real cool. I feel like you know, the verses they could have harmonized a little better. The chorus was definitely much better than, you know, what was considered a verse. But I'm interested in hearing more about them. Honestly, I really am.
Yeah, me too. They're good stuff. So let's just move on. We got one more tune, guys. Dave, you're very smiley. Why are you so smiley tonight?
It's just the logo on it's just so perfect. Just the whole like. It's perfect, dude. It's like perfect Star Trek-y. All right,
man, I don't even like Star Trek. So anyway, I'm being a good sport. Let's put it that way. You better be glad.
And that's part of the humor. I know you're trying to be a good sport about it.
You better be glad that I'm having my happy hour on Tuesday night rather than Wednesday night this week. And that's just because I got to go eat Thanksgiving dinner on Thursday. So anyway, I'll be sleeping tomorrow. McNyff, Money Music, Indie Music Live. Yeah.
Never caught my style, the boy is too official. It's obvious that you niggas actors like motion pictures. I grew for T, which mean I'm tired of all you pussy niggas always trying to figure out my style like a fucking riddle. How your flaws come, my car's all bought. No shotgun bras while you ride bras in your rental. I'm a boss, big draws, no bark, big dog. Got all y'all bras popping like a pimple. I go hard, my flow so dope. That's the reason that I got my words trapped behind bars. And why you trying to stack your money to the ceiling after millions? Bitch, I'm trying to stack my money past Mars. Lord, it's a shame how I get a mic hell, cause when I spit, I leave it in the burning flame. Plus, I need some fucking stitches for my hits, and plus, I need a therapist because my spit is so insane. I come from nothing to something. Look what I accomplished. I'm stunting on them. Look what I got. As the world keeps spinning, I'm gonna continue spending all this money. See hating and fronting and bumping your gums with assumption about the things that I got. But the world keeps spinning and I continue spending all this money. I shut it down like a power outage. Cause I be the greatest, there is no doubt about it. You don't believe me, ask your spouse about me. If it wasn't for me, you probably would be without me. Bro, you can tell that I'm the hottest poppin', spit it's like Tabasco. They say that I am the hottest dropping. Everywhere I go, bitches choose me like I'm the only option. Y'all never get chose like an orphan teen that's without adoption. So keep dreaming, I love a twist. Keep telling her you love her, I tell her I love a twist. And all you niggas hate me, that feeling there is the shit. Cause y'all know that I am the best and about as good as it gets, I swear. I know the shit that I'm saying may seem a little cocky, but that what happens to you when you're the hottest topic. I come from chasing money, now I finally got it. I hope that this bank looking forward to another deposit. I come from nothing to something.
Episode 99, Indie Music Live. We are doing 100 next week. Can you believe it? 100 episodes. How many shows actually make it to 100 episodes?
Not many, man.
It's sort of like businesses. It's like, you know, if you're going to be profitable, it's not going to be your first year, you know, and if you're not profitable, a lot of businesses don't make it past the first year. And we're going on year number 3.
5%. Less than 5% make it past year one. In terms of podcasts, I would say less than 1% make it to 100 episodes.
Yeah, I would say
safely.
So.
But all right, man, listening to this tune, like it was like we were saying earlier, Omega, it's really all starting to come together for more in like the rap and hip hop space. It's like what the differentiation in terms of what I like and what I don't is, man, if like I was saying earlier, dude, if I get the feeling that they're standing in front of the mic and they're just like reading their lyrics, that I feel like I notice that, man, because we get so much music where it sounds like they created an atmosphere, they created some music in the background, finished it, and then it's like, okay, they go into the vocal booth and it's like, all right, you know, hit play. They pull out their notes and they just start doing a poetry slam.
Right.
They're basically just like reading their poetry and they're not being thoughtful about how it relates to the music and the dynamic of it and, you know, all that stuff. So this is a song where you start to notice that it starts to blend together well.
Yes, I agree.
And so obviously, so well, yeah. So it's like we chose it for the show. And it's like we notice that stuff, but it's almost kind of a personal little point I want to make in terms of.
I'm mainly talking about the turkey, but
no, that's all right. I mean, it's been this like story because before we started this show 2 years ago, Joe, it's like I wasn't that much into hip hop and rap, and it's like getting so many submissions. It's like, well, I have to listen to this stuff to give an intelligent feedback on it, and that's probably the greatest thing that I've been able to, I don't know, pinpoint, I guess, articulate is the energy. Like if I ever get the feeling like that, the rapper's just reading his lyrics and not being conscious of the music and the dynamic, that's the difference between that and moving towards greatness. So,
and one thing y'all are doing, man, y'all are actually teaching, you know, hip hop artists, because, you know, anybody that, you know, any hip hop artists out there, man, like really listen to, you know, this show, man. It's like, you know, these are nuggets of wisdom. So you're not wasting studio time doing, you know, half-hearted takes in the studio and not capturing the moment. You know, you got to capture the magic, man. And so look for those great takes. But McNyff, I love this song. I feel like he had great personality, a lot of believability in the verses. The chorus was amazing. I feel like if he had like another background singer, Kendrick Lamar does this a lot, where he'll kind of rap sing his choruses, but he has like his own backup crew. Especially this one lady, I never got her name, but she was on, you know, a lot of his earlier records. And he would have like his own crew that would harmonize behind him as he like transitioned from rapping to singing his choruses. And McNyff did a great job, man. I really love the chorus. I think the chorus blended well with what the atmosphere, the instrumentation was. Gobble. Another thing he did, another thing McNyff did.
What the hell was that? Oh, that's the turkey. Sorry.
Another thing McNyff did well, if he starts to double time his flow in the second verse. And this is what I was saying. For all these rappers out here, don't bring out your goods on the first verse, the first, 8 bars, leave something for the second verse. And so he starts doing small little nuances where he starts double timing his flow towards the end of mid to end to the second verse. Really great stuff. I love the song. It was a great job, McNyff.
Well, it was unique too because the way the beat was crafted, the way he flowed around the beat itself was a little behind what it would feel like it should be.
Right. But it had, it created a nice little laid back, blend. I'm a fan of having maybe the beat not have as much energy and let the rapper kind of steer it, or vice versa. It's just sometimes having those contrasts work sometimes.
All right. Well, I'm going to go eat this turkey, guys. So what's everybody doing for Thanksgiving?
Eating.
Before we roll out of here.
Oh man, eating.
Yeah.
Going from one spot to the next, starting at my house and eating.
Yeah.
Going to my mom's house and eating. Going to my father-in-law's house and eating.
Well, step one is putting on sweatpants before you even go, right?
Right.
I mean, why you can't wear tight jeans or anything, so make sure you dress for being eating too much. Yeah.
You want that button to pop.
Well, Dave, enjoy your date with your mother
and my sister
and your sister. Yeah, I'm not doing much either. Going to my mother-in-law's house and having dinner there. She makes 2 turkeys, so why not?
Yes.
Yeah. Why not?
All right, so everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with us on this pre-Thanksgiving Eve show. No, Eve. Indie Music Live. We're here every Tuesday night, 10 o'clock Eastern time. I was the commander of Star Trek tonight, and it was awesome.
Nice. Embrace it, Joe.
If you missed
I respect that. Yeah.
Thank you, as always, to Robert Hicks and Hixvideo for making this production possible, and Omega Sparx for hanging out with us every so often. You'll be seeing him in 2018 as well. We just have to lock down the dates. Look for the events coming up. Invite your friends, and hang out with us every week. We have a great time here. We listen to amazing indie music that's been submitted to us, which you can submit your music as well, indiemusicplus.com. And we have some hot news coming next week as far as the crypto land goes and music, so we're looking forward to telling you about it. We'll see you next week. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Peace.
My way.